My name is Brittany and I'm the dorky yarn lady. Today's video is just gonna be like a little update video to talk about what I've been up to for these last couple of months. Today is Thursday, August 28th. I'm looking over there. There's no calendar over there. Um, Today is Thursday, August 28th. And yeah, do apologize. I have ADHD and I do ramble quite a bit and I'm thirsty. So hang on. Got myself some water. Anyways, so the wedding was great. I made a little video so you can see me in my wedding dress there at the wedding, and it was beautiful and I had a great time. I got home and I tested positive for COVID. Oh no, it was so frustrating. I was so sad because I'm like, why did I have to get COVID? So I was like, for a full week I was pretty sick, and then I started to get better, but that's been like my third time I think getting COVID, which is very frustrating. Yeah, so since then I have long COVID. It started to like, my doctor was like, oh, I think you might have this towards the beginning of the year, which bad timing, but my health was starting to get kind of bad, and after this time it's just gotten worse. So I've been working really hard at trying to get better. There's not much that doctors know about for long COVID, what to do. I'm not looking for medical advice. I'm not giving medical advice. This is just me complaining and talking about what's going on. But there's not a lot that really can be done. My doctor's first thought was occupational therapy, but the occupational therapist is like, you need physical therapy. So I'm gonna be trying physical therapy, but when I'm doing these appointments, it makes me so exhausted. I already have like no energy, and then it kind of like takes me out for the rest of the day. One of the biggest side effects that I'm having is like fatigue all the time, and it's kind of rough. The other one is just trying to just go food shopping or go for a walk or something. Within minutes I feel like I'm out of breath and my chest hurts. More water. So just trying to work around my notification on my phone. Just trying to work with my work on my health has been taking up a lot of my energy and focus these last couple of months. So that's the main reason why I haven't been making videos. But today I didn't have anything to do, and I'm like, it's almost 90, so it is hot. For me it's hot, so, and I don't do well in the heat, but I'm like, well, I'll just make a little video just real quick. And when I talk, because I talk a lot and I talk fast, I get brain fog. So I will struggle midway through sentences and forget what I'm talking about even more, and then forget like how to say things, and my brain just kind of stops working. If I don't laugh about it, then I might go a little crazy about it, which, yeah. Anyways, so that's the main reason why I haven't been posting. The next reason is I've had 2 markets that I've done, because it's what I love to crochet and I love to sell my stuff at markets. So the first one I did was called the Kenton Street Fair. I really didn't take any pictures, but I did pretty well. I got a lot of people who were really interested in my stuff, some new followers on Instagram. I made, I think, about $320, $330 or something like that, which may not seem like a lot to some people, but to me that was my best market yet. So I have like kind of some feedback from some people of what they want to see, like more variations of the same thing. So like if I have a red top, make it in different sizes for different people. I did pretty well. I'm sorry, I brain fogged there, and I'm struggling a little bit. But so I spent $150 for the booth fee, and I made about 320, so, or 150. Yeah, I made double the booth fee. That's pretty exciting for me. Uh, that's not counting the materials, which, yeah, my husband is like, but how much money did you put into this? Well, to me, that's not important right now. It's the Kenton Street Fair is a local, like, neighborhood street fair that happens once a year. So I was very thankful that I got in this year. I went and I looked last year. It was smaller, but there was still a ton of people there. This year they expanded by like 2 extra blocks, I believe, and there was a ton of people. Even though I was at the tail end, and by the time, you know, people got at the end, they really didn't want to be there. It was still pretty good. So I'd have to say I did pretty dang well. And then I think it was literally the week after that, I did a it was called the Hawthorne Block Party. So there's this place called the Midtowners Market. I can link to them in, down below. They are like they do vintage, like they sell vintage things, but also do like what's it called? Hang on. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what it's called, where it's like they have their store, but you sell your stuff through them and then they take like a little fee or whatever. I'm gonna remember later. But they're that type of store, and I actually have a few of my items with them. And they did a little block party with them, a coffee shop, and like a little wine place. And I think there's like 8 people who vended there. And I made about $230 for that one, which is great because the booth fee is only $25, and it was like nearly 100 degrees that day. So I was like, hot, but it was worth it. And one of my neighbors, I'm still trying to remember the name of the word because my brain's not working. My neighbor though, she was so nice. Rave Kitty Creations, I think was her name. I'll tag her, like not tag her, I'll link to her Instagram below. But she had a cooler with ice and ice water and these kind of towels that when you get wet and you put it around your neck, it keeps you cool. I did that, and I have the Midtowners Market had water bottles on ice, so I stuck that right between there with, because I had I crocheted a top last year. It's a plus size crop top, and I wore it not yesterday. This happened I think last weekend. But I wore it and it was like perfect, and it helped keep me cool enough throughout the day. I met some really cool people, made some new followers on Instagram. So yeah, there was a cardigan that I made that I'm so proud of, and I absolutely love that. It was, you know the cardigans that I used to make, the skull cardigans that some people really loved. I turned that into the trans pride colors, and like a blue back, white panels, pink sleeves, and hood. And someone that was there at the market, like as a vendor, absolutely loved the cardigan. Couldn't quite afford the retail price for it. I'm like, well, you are the first person that's actually fallen in love with this cardigan. How much can you do? And so that's what I did, and that's what bumped me up to over $200 is the cardigan. But I also sold a few other things at that market as well. So it was bugging me. I had to go look up that term because I just couldn't remember the term consignment. It's a consignment store. They mostly have vintage clothing, vintage accessories and jewelry and things like that. But they also have plus size clothing, which is great because that's not something you see very often. I think they go up to like 6X. It's the Midtowners Market. I can link them down below. But I have some of my things in there, some jewelry pieces that I have made, non-crocheted but still cute, and then some crocheted hats that I had made. And just recently after this market, I put in a few clothing items for consignment as well, so I'm pretty excited about that. The other thing that I've been really kind of focused on. Oh, by the way, the Powerpuff Girls back there, that was a trade that I did with one of the vendors at the Hawthorne Street Fair, the one that was right next to me. Remembered I'd made some earrings, but because of the booth space, I didn't have enough space to put like jewelry out. So I crocheted some little jellyfish earrings, and I'm like, do you like jellyfish? She's like, yeah. So I'm like, these are for you. She's like, oh my God, I'll trade with you. So she traded me those for a pair of jellyfish earrings. And I'm like, oh, it was so cute. It was so fun. Okay, so sorry about that. The other thing I've been really focused on is my website. So I do have a website. I've been trying to, I live close to the interstate, and it like random loud sounds. I don't know if you heard that or not. The windows are open. But website, I have been going through Shopify, and I've been linking my website down in the description below. But my website in September was due to renew, and it was not worth it for me to continue paying like $40 a month for not making a lot of money on the website. So I switched over to a new company. I'm using SiteGround and using WordPress because it's a one-time fee, and then the fee for my domain name, because I already paid for it last year and I just switched it over to a new website, I had to pay for that. It was still like maybe $50-$60, and that's it. I don't have to worry about it until next year again. So, whew, talking so fast. But when I have time or the energy, I've been trying to make a brand new website. Still link it in the description. I'm gonna have to go through some of my old videos and redo some links, because those links won't work anymore. But anyways, so yes, that's the other thing I've been working on. I am probably gonna close down my Ko-fi now, because that's where I was having my free patterns at. But I don't really have a need for that now that I can put it up on my website, because with Shopify, I was only able to create one custom web page, because if I tried to make another, it would mess up the other page, and I'm like, I'm not having none of that nonsense. So the last thing that I was going to talk about, that I'm actually going to make a separate vlog for, I know some pretty cool people over on Instagram, and was asked to do a collab of some beachwear things for a photo shoot, and then made a dress for another photo shoot. So I will talk about that in a separate video, but just a little sneak peek. This is a flower petal that I am working on for that piece. So stay tuned for that vlog. But anyways, I don't really have too much else to talk about. So I appreciate you watching this video. Take care. Bye.